Hello everyone, and welcome to our channel, The Lecture for Sleep. Today, we're diving deep into something we all do, yet many of us struggle with: sleep. Why do we feel so groggy in the morning? Why do we toss and turn all night? And most importantly, what can we do to finally get that restorative, deep sleep we all crave? It's not just about closing your eyes, it's a fundamental pillar of our health, just as important as diet and exercise. Over the next few minutes, we'll explore the science behind sleep, bust some common myths, and give you practical, science-backed tips that you can start using tonight to transform your sleep quality. So grab a cup of herbal tea, get comfortable, and let's begin our journey to better sleep. First, let's understand what happens when we sleep. It's not just a passive state of rest. Our brain is incredibly active, going through different stages in a cycle. These cycles, which last about 90 minutes each, are crucial for our physical and mental well-being. We start with light sleep, where our muscles relax and our heart rate slows down. This is the stage where you might twitch or feel like you're falling. Then we transition into deep sleep, also known as slow wave sleep. This is the magic stage. It's when our body does most of its repair work. Tissues are regenerated, bone and muscle are built, and the immune system is strengthened. If you've ever woken up feeling physically refreshed, you can thank deep sleep for that. After deep sleep, we enter the famous REM sleep, which stands for rapid eye movement. This is where most of our dreaming happens. Our brain activity during REM is remarkably similar to when we're awake. This stage is vital for our minds. It helps with memory consolidation, learning, and processing emotions. Think of it as your brain's nightly filing system, sorting through the day's experiences, deciding what to keep and what to discard. We cycle through these stages, light, deep, and REM several times a night. A healthy adult typically needs 4 to 6 of these 90-minute cycles to feel fully rested. Interruptions to this cycle, whether from noise, light, or stress, are what leave us feeling tired and out of sorts the next day. So, now that we know what's supposed to happen, let's talk about why it often doesn't. One of the biggest culprits in our modern world is our internal body clock, or circadian rhythm. This 24-hour cycle tells our bodies when to be awake and when to feel sleepy. It's primarily regulated by light. For thousands of years, this system worked perfectly. Sunlight in the morning signaled wake up, and the darkness of night signaled time to sleep. But now we're surrounded by artificial light, especially the blue light from our phones, tablets, and computer screens. This blue light is particularly disruptive. It tricks our brain into thinking it's still daytime, suppressing the production of melatonin, the key hormone that makes us feel sleepy. So that late night scrolling through social media or binge watching a series is directly telling your brain to stay awake, making it much harder to fall asleep when you finally decide to. Another major sleep disruptor is inconsistency. Our bodies thrive on routine. If you go to bed at 10 p.m. on weeknights but stay up until 3 a.m. on weekends, you're giving yourself what's called social jet lag. You're essentially forcing your body to adjust to a new time zone twice a week. This constant shifting throws your circadian rhythm completely out of whack. The result? You feel exhausted on Monday morning, not because you didn't sleep enough on Sunday night, but because your internal clock is confused. Sticking to a consistent sleep-wake schedule, even on weekends, is one of the most powerful things you can do for your sleep. Try to keep your wake-up time within an hour of your weekday schedule. It might seem tough at first, but your body will thank you for the consistency. Let's move on to some practical strategies. Let's call this creating your sleep sanctuary. Your bedroom environment plays a huge role in your sleep quality. The ideal sleep environment is cool, dark, and quiet. The optimal temperature for sleep is actually quite cool, around 65 degrees Fahrenheit or 18 degrees Celsius. A cooler room helps lower your core body temperature, which is a natural signal for your body to prepare for sleep. Next, make it dark as possible. Invest in blackout curtains or use a comfortable eye mask. Cover up any glowing electronic lights. Even a tiny amount of light can disrupt melatonin production and the quality of your sleep. And finally, quiet. If you live in a noisy area, Consider using earplugs or a white noise machine. A white noise machine can create a consistent, soothing sound that masks sudden noises, like a barking dog or a passing car, preventing them from waking you up. Beyond the environment, let's talk about your pre-sleep routine. You can't just flip a switch and go from 100 to 0. You need to wind down, create a relaxing ritual that you follow every night for about 30 to 60 minutes before bed. This signals to your brain that it's time to prepare for sleep. This routine could include things like reading a physical book, not on a screen, taking a warm bath or shower, which can help lower your body temperature afterward, listening to calming music or a podcast, gentle stretching, or practicing mindfulness or meditation. The key is to choose activities that you find personally relaxing and to avoid anything stimulating like checking work emails, getting into a heated discussion, or watching an action-packed movie. This wind-down period is your buffer zone between the stress of the day and the restfulness of the night. Now let's bust a few common sleep myths. Myth number 1, I can catch up on sleep over the weekend. As we discussed with social jet lag, while sleeping in can help reduce some of the sleep debt you've accumulated, it doesn't fully erase the negative effects of sleep deprivation during the week. It's much better to aim for consistent, adequate sleep every night. Myth number 2, drinking alcohol before bed helps me sleep. While a drink might make you feel drowsy and help you fall asleep faster, it's a trap. Alcohol severely disrupts your sleep architecture later in the night. It suppresses REM sleep and can cause you to wake up frequently in the second half of the night, leaving you feeling unrefreshed. Myth number 3, it doesn't matter what I eat before bed. Actually, it does. A large, heavy meal close to bedtime can cause indigestion and make it difficult to sleep. On the other hand, going to bed hungry can also wake you up. If you need a snack, opt for something light that contains both carbohydrates and protein, like a small bowl of oatmeal or a piece of toast with almond butter. Let's also consider the role of caffeine. We all know it's a stimulant, but its effects last much longer than you might think. Caffeine has a half-life of about 5 to 6 hours. This means that if you have a cup of coffee at 4 p.m., half of that caffeine is still circulating in your system at 10 p.m. For some people who are more sensitive to caffeine, the effects can last even longer. A good rule of thumb is to avoid all caffeine, that includes coffee, tea, soda, and even chocolate, for at least 8 hours before your intended bedtime. If you love the ritual of a warm drink in the evening, switch to a decaffeinated or herbal option like chamomile or peppermint tea, which can actually have calming properties. Exercise is another powerful tool for improving sleep, but timing is key. Regular physical activity can increase the amount of deep sleep you get. It helps reduce stress and anxiety, which are common culprits behind insomnia. However, intense exercise too close to bedtime can be counterproductive for some people. It raises your core body temperature and releases endorphins, which can have a stimulating effect, making it harder to wind down. Try to finish vigorous workouts at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to sleep. Gentle activities like yoga or stretching, as a part of your wind-down routine, are perfectly fine and can even promote sleep. But what if you do all these things and you still find yourself lying in bed, wide awake, staring at the ceiling? This is a common and frustrating experience. Here's a crucial rule. If you can't fall asleep within about 20 minutes, get out of bed. The worst thing you can do is lie there, tossing and turning, getting more and more anxious about not sleeping. This creates a negative association where your brain starts to see your bed as a place of stress and frustration, not rest. Get up, go to another dimly lit room and do something quiet and relaxing. Read a boring book, listen to soft music, or do some light stretching. Only return to bed when you start to feel genuinely sleepy again. This helps break that cycle of anxiety and re-establishes your bed as a place for sleep. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize that while these tips are effective for many people, persistent sleep problems can sometimes be a sign of an underlying medical condition, like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome. If you consistently snore loudly, wake up gasping for air, have an irresistible urge to move your legs at night, or experience excessive daytime sleepiness despite getting enough hours in bed? It's really important to talk to a doctor. They can help diagnose the issue and recommend appropriate treatments. Remember, taking care of your sleep is a vital part of taking care of your overall health. If you are struggling, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. Your health is worth it. So, to recap our journey tonight, we've learned that sleep is an active process with distinct, crucial stages. We've seen how light, especially blue light, and inconsistent schedules can disrupt our natural circadian rhythms. We've built a blueprint for a sleep sanctuary, cool, dark, and quiet, and designed a relaxing wind-down routine. We've also busted some myths about catching up on sleep and using alcohol as a sleep aid. Putting these strategies into practice might take some time and effort, but the payoff is immense. Better sleep leads to more energy, a stronger immune system, improved mood, better memory, and a sharper mind. It's truly one of the best investments you can make in your well-being. Start small. Pick 1 or 2 tips to implement this week and see how you feel. Maybe it's putting your phone away an hour before bed or establishing a consistent wake-up time. Small changes can lead to big results. Thank you for joining me for this lecture on sleep. I hope you found this information helpful and feel empowered to take control of your nights. Sleep well and you'll live well. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about improving your health and well-being, please consider liking this video and subscribing to our channel. We have a lot more to share with you. Sweet dreams!